Greetings and welcome to Village Connector TV. My name is Glenn Garnes and I'm your host. And you're watching our Village Treasures segment where we interview people who have special things going on in the local community. And today we've got a very special opportunity to share an event, an opera, a Philippine opera that's coming to the Washington, D.C. area. I'm joined today by Dr. Ed Seidel and Dr. Jovi Eusebio and Ms. Loida Nicholas Lewis, who are all members of MAFAA, the Mid-Atlantic Foundation for Asian Artists. And they're here to tell us about a very special opera that's coming to the Washington, D.C. area. And that opera is called Noli Me Tangere, and that in Latin stands for Touch Me Not. Dr. Lewis, would you please tell us a little bit about this opera? I'm so excited to be able to share this with our community.
Yes, Noli Me Tangere, Touch Me Not. Our national hero, Jose Rizal, wrote it because for 350 years the Philippines was under Spain as a colony. And during those 350 years, abuses and tyranny were perpetrated on Filipino people. And so, Touch Me Not, he wrote about things that you don't talk about. And that really impelled the revolution that gave us eventually our independence. So this opera is in Tagalog. And when I saw it in Chicago 2 years ago, it's just so good to hear, opera in the genre of Verdi and Puccini sung in the Filipino language. And so I said, I'll bring it to New York because I'm a New Yorker. And of course, we think if it didn't happen in New York, it didn't happen. And so that's what happened in October last year.
Well, you are a true New Yorker, and everyone should be proud of you because of that. Now, you say that the opera tells the story of the Philippine people, and it was a story in a lot of ways, somewhat of tragedy, but how the Philippine people ultimately rose above that. And that's one of the things that made me very excited to be able to share this. Is it's a very compelling story. It's a heart tug, but it also is a story of triumph.
That is true. Yes.
It's quite an emotional response that I had when I saw even just the video trailer on it. So I'm very excited to be able to share that. Now, you mentioned that it's performed in the native tongue of the Philippines, which is Tagalog.
Tagalog, or now Filipino. The basic of Filipino is the Tagalog dialect.
Very good, very good. Now, am I also correct that the opera is performed by Philippine artists as well? Is that right?
Yes.
Who wants to talk to us about that?
Oh,
yes, the opera is really a remarkable work because those who are favorite of opera know that rarely do you see operas in Tagalog. I've never seen one until a year ago. And it was so compelling and so wonderful that I thought, well, it's really important as a cultural treasure to have this work where the singers and the conductors all have a strong identity with the Philippines and their cultural heritage. So we decided that this was something that, as residents of Washington, D.C. area, that we would like to bring to the Mid-Atlantic region for everybody else to enjoy it as much as we did.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, who actually is MAFAA? That's the organization that is hosting this opera. And who wants to tell us a little bit about MAFAA and their mission?
I'm happy to say that MAFAA is a nonprofit 501c3 organization formed to support the work of Asian artists, both in this country and abroad if there is an opportunity identified for them here. And we're very excited about the opportunity that this opera especially provides from the point of view of production and also performance, conducting, and of course, the drama. You know, it is a love story.
Well, I'm very happy to be able to share that with the community because everyone loves a good love story. Now it's being performed in a foreign language for most of the attendees, but as I understand it, there'll be some subtitles so people will be able to easily follow along?
Yes, like most operas today, there is a projection supertitle or subtitle that's available for the audience to follow the plot fully.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, and again, I have to add, Dr. Seidel is an opera buff since he was, a teenager. And so he knows what good opera is. So when he and his wife, who happens to be a Filipina from my region, Lorna Imperial, And he was just so taken by it that they asked the producer, the executive producer, Jerry Sibal, JS Productions, to bring it to Washington, D.C., and that's why we have it here.
Well, that's wonderful. And one of the things that is so special to us here at Village Connector TV is creating an environment where people get a chance to experience cultures from all over the world, and to break down barriers and to give people an understanding of other cultures. And so this is a real treat to be able to have this particular opera coming to the Washington, D.C. area. So I applaud you for your mission and your diligence in making it possible for this community to benefit from the event. Now, as I understand it, the event is going to take place at the Kennedy Center.
That's right.
Which is incredible, because some of the most important events, performances in the history of mankind have taken place at the Kennedy Center. So that's quite a feather in your cap. This is real stuff. This is not lightweight stuff here.
Well, I'm very glad that Dr. Seidel and Lorna Seidel have decided to take this on, because it's not known that we have world-class singers, world-class composers, and Felipe de Leon composed this. It has been presented in the Philippines only one time with full orchestra. Only one time, in 1987. So in New York, in Chicago, full orchestra, opera singers. New York, we did the same thing. And thank God, we have enough Filipino artists who trained in opera singing. And so they're coming in here. And because the Kennedy Center is the place, it could not be presented anywhere else. So I applaud Lorna and Ed Seidel and MAFAA, the Mid-Atlantic Foundation for Filipino Artists, for having the courage to do it at the Kennedy Center.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment, and I can't say enough about the opportunity that this presents for our community to be a part of this event. So let me talk with you, Dr. Jovi, about the opportunities for the community to participate. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what people can do if they'd like to attend?
Okay. Well, I am honored to be one of the co-chairs of the Gala Night of the Opera, which will be on stage at the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts at the Eisenhower Theater on August 8 and 9. It will be presented for 2 days, but August 8 is the Gala Night, and the general admission is $150, and everyone has an opportunity to become benefactors and sponsors, and with the price ranging from $500 and up. This entitles them to a VIP reception and their name in the journal and their company logo. There will be a second night presentation, and the general admission will be $60 for that.
Very nice, very nice. Now I understand we have a clip of the actual performance as it took place in New York. Can we go to that now? Wow, this is truly a work of art. I can understand why you're so proud to bring this event to the Washington, D.C. area. And again, I applaud you all for your hard work in making this happen for our community. Well, let's make sure that people who are interested in participating know where to go to find out more about the event. Is it the MAFAA website?
There is a MAFAA website. And
The URL, I think, is on your screen.
Well, it's right there on the screen, and it's actually MAFFAA Inc.org. So that's MAFFAA inc.org. And is that when they go there, they'll be able to see the information about the opera and all the details that you've just shared with us?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Everything is there.
Wonderful. Well, listen, I want to thank you all for coming and sharing this, giving us the opportunity to bring it to the community through you and to share this very, very important cultural event. So I want to thank you as our viewers for joining us on Village Connector TV. And I'm going to ask you to tune in again real soon for our Village Connector Village Treasure segment. My name is Glenn Garnes, thanking you for joining us on Village Connector TV.